So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about credit and the importance of building a solid credit history, because one of the most important things we can do to represent ourselves out to public, to financial institutions, to business opportunities, for new jobs, is to have a credit score that shows our integrity and our character. Building a credit score is just takes diligence. It doesn't take a lot of wealth. It doesn't take you to have a high income to have a really strong credit score. It just takes that attentiveness and commitment to having as much integrity and character with your finances as you want to operate with in normal life. One of the best things you can do is to check your credit score on an annual basis. There's a number of different ways in which you can pull your credit score. Going online to I use freecreditreport.com, and once a year you can pull your credit report from all three agencies. There's 3 credit reporting agencies, and online once a year you can pull your credit score, and it will show all the debts that are related to you, anything you owe to someone else that reports to a credit reporting agency, as well as your score. And a good score is typically in the mid 700s, should be a target for you. Just personally, there's been times in my life where I've had to rebuild my credit where I wasn't as attentive to building that integrity and character in my own credit life, and so I had to be more attentive to that and take care of maybe some old debts, and that helped repair both my credit score, but then also made me feel a lot better about living my life according to the values that I tried to show in every facet of my life, but maybe just hadn't been as attentive financially to that. You can look at your credit score. You can look at those different debts that you have. You want to make sure, first of all, that these are your debts, and we can have identity theft that comes to play. There can be previous relationships that could have used your identity inappropriately, or you may have forgotten about something that you owe that you need to be attentive to. So you go through and look at every single one of those to make sure that they're accurately representing debts that you loan on a car, a credit card, everything that you thought that you applied for. And then you want to make sure that the reporting history is correct. The credit report will show on each of those debts if you're 30 days past due, 60 days past due, 90 days past due, for several years, and it'll show every month what your performance history has been, and you want to make sure that is right as well. And if you are currently past due on anything, you want to get up to speed really fast on trying to address that with the creditor to see how you can get back on a payment plan to be able to meet those obligations effectively. You can go from a credit score that's in the 500s to 800 in a really short period of time. If you look on there and it's overwhelming, sometimes you want to avoid getting that information because it can feel shameful. If you know that you haven't been paying this bill, or that you had something in the past, if you don't look at it, it doesn't mean it's not there. And so if you can search out for that every year, the credit report, make sure that it's you, make sure that you agree with the debts that are associated with that, then that's going to be really important to kind of leading you down the path of repairing your credit and building a really strong credit score. What the components of the credit score, what goes into it, is one of them is the number of inquiries you have. There's a misnomer out there that you need to apply to lots of different credit cards in order to build your credit history, that you can't build a good credit score without having credit card in your pocket. And that's just simply not true. In fact, if you go out and apply for credit, it can detract from your score, and it does that for several years. It's not just something where you do it once and it goes away a couple months later. So you want to be really mindful when anyone's taking your social security number and saying that they're applying for credit. You want to be very restrictive with that information, not only because it may be used in a way that's not appropriate, but it could ding your credit score whenever you're really not looking to buy that car, buy that house. The other things that go into credit score, the main component is your payment history. That's why you want to be really attentive to making sure that you're making those payments on time. And if you can't make them on time, that you're working with a creditor for a payment plan. And if you're adhering to a payment plan, working with them to ensure that they're reporting it as if you are performing adequately and promptly with any obligations that you have. The other big component of it is how much of your credit are you using. If you've got credit cards and your limit is $5,000 or $1,000 and you're fully charging up to that maximum amount and it shows zero amount of credit that's available for you to use, then that detracts from your score too and lowers it. The great thing I really love about some of these online tools to be able to check your credit score is that you can model, if I pay off my credit cards, what will my score be? If I go to having no payments missed for the next couple months, what will my score be? And you can set targets. You can also set up alerts to see if your score goes down or if you miss certain thresholds. And it's a great way to have a goal setting out there and have a way that you can really see yourself moving towards it.